Hello, dear friends. Welcome once again, companions of St. Anthony, to our Sunday reflection of the Gospel reading. Now is the fourth Sunday of Lent, and our Gospel is taken from Luke chapter 15. Tax collectors and sinners were all drawing near to listen to Jesus, but the Pharisees and scribes began to complain, saying, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." So to them Jesus addressed this parable. A man had 2 sons, and the younger son said to his father, "Father, give me the share of your estate that should come to me." So the father divided the property between them. After a few days, the younger son collected all his belongings and set off to a distant country, where he squandered his inheritance on a life of dissipation. When he had freely spent everything, a severe famine struck that country, and he found himself in dire need. So he hired himself out to one of the local citizens, who sent him to his farm to tend the swine. And he longed to eat his fill of the pods on which the swine fed, but nobody gave him any. Coming to his senses, he thought, "How many of my father's hired workers have more than enough food to eat? But here I am dying from hunger. I shall get up and go to my father, and I shall say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Treat me as you would treat one of your hired workers.' So he got up and went back to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father caught sight of him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son.' But his father ordered his servants, 'Quickly bring the finest robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Take the fattened calf and slaughter it. Then let us celebrate with a feast, because this son of mine was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.' Then the celebration began. Now the older son had been out in the field, and on his way back, as he neared the house, he heard the sound of music and dancing. He called one of the servants and asked what this might mean. The servant said to him, 'Your brother has returned, and your father has slaughtered the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound.' He became angry, and when he refused to enter the house, his father came out and pleaded with him. He said to his father in reply, 'Look, all these years I served you, and not once did I disobey your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat to feast on with my friends. But when your son returns, who swallowed up your property with prostitutes, for him you slaughtered the fattened calf.' He said to him, 'My son, you are here with me always. Everything I have is yours. But now we must celebrate and rejoice, because your brother was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and has been found.'" This beautiful parable of the gospel is certainly one of the most beloved stories in the Gospels. Certainly, it's one of the things that people always look up to in the season of Lent, to hear again and again the Father's mercy and love to his prodigal son. But what I think is truly remarkable here is how Jesus summarized for us his teaching about sin and grace. The Father's word at the end tells us very clearly what it is. It said that your brother was dead and has come to life again. And truly, that is what we could find when we speak of sin and grace. That sin is truly death. And we find that death in the story here, as the son left the father's presence and found himself in a country that was famished. And he even came to a point of wishing to eat the food that he was serving the swine. As you know, the Jews considered these animals to be unclean. And so the point that Jesus was making, the son has sold himself so badly that he was serving the swine. And isn't that what sin does to us? Sin makes us lose our own self-worth, our own sense of self-dignity. We become just like this prodigal son who feels like we are far from home and in a strange land and have no one to help us. The good thing in this story is what Jesus is trying to say to us about God, that the Father always has an open door to us. And that is truly what grace is. Grace is always an open invitation to us at any time, any place. We need just to have that courage this prodigal son had when he realized that he can find the strength to come home and find himself in the Father's house. Grace was already welcoming him back, even at that point of his desire to return home. And so during this time of Lent, we are once again confronted and reminded by our need to return to the Father's house. Sin certainly is something that is familiar to us. We all have experiences of being distanced from God. But grace that is open to us, described to us in the words of the Father, He came to life again. Grace is inviting us to this fullness of life. Grace with an open door. Grace that is an open arm. As the story said, the Father embraced the Son. This is the grace of God, an open door and open arm to welcome us and to embrace us. Let us not delay. Today is a great day to find our way back into the Father's house. May God continue to bless you on this your journey of Lent, and may you continue to find your peace on the way to the Father. God bless you all. Hello, this is Father Eric from the Shrine of St. Anthony, and we truly are delighted to share the good news with you. But you know, we need to know the feedback. We need to hear from you just to see how we are doing. So please, if you like our video, please comment below and leave your like. But even more important is that you become a missionary in the internet by sharing our webpage and our videos. So don't forget that you too can share in our mission. Be a good missionary by sending our videos to your friends and family. God bless you.